There is a problem in language that leads to a lot of problems in the world. And that is that one word can mean a number of different things. And that's both, one word can mean a number of different things to different people. Everybody's got their own interpretation, but even people can appropriately use the word to mean something different. So with love, sometimes when people are using the word love, they're using it to say, I think that's really cool. I love it. And that's an appropriate use of love, but nothing to do with the love that the mystics say would be the nature of the universe. Sometimes what people mean when they say love is, I feel warmly towards. So I have a nice feeling in me when I think of you. So I love you. And that's a little closer, but that's still a personal kind of a love. Often the reason that people would say love hurts, it's not love that hurts, it's that I get really used to that warm feeling that I'm used to feeling when I think of you, and then I start having different thoughts about you, and that feeling isn't there anymore, and I go, oh my God, it's gone. Because I've kind of projected the power to make me feel onto an external object, in this case, you. And so what hurts is that the feeling goes. And so it's actually the absence of that loving feeling, of that warm feeling, that it hurts more than if I didn't feel nice in the first place. It's like if I'm blissed out and you hit me in the face, that hurts more than if I'm kind of already just a bit numb and you hit me in the face. Like I might not even notice in the midst of a fight getting one extra punch, but if I'm in this totally beautiful space and I get hit, it hurts more because it's more of a surprise. You'll see it often with little kids. Like I remember one of our kids especially, who if they were doing something and they were having fun and we deemed it inappropriate, either Nina or I would say, you gotta stop. And they would just start crying and go, stop shouting at me! And it was so stark, the contrast for them between this kind of totally safe place and suddenly this feeling of absolutely being unsafe, that it really felt to them like we were shouting and threatening, when in fact all we'd actually done is said no. So love gets mixed into all that kind of very personal projected feeling. And that's why we would say love hurts. The love that the mystics talk about as the nature of the universe, or the love of God, is using the word love in the same way that somebody else might use the word life. It's using love and life almost interchangeably. Love is a word for the feeling of the aliveness of the universe. Somebody else might call it energy, somebody else might call it joy, somebody else might call it expansiveness, somebody else might call it love. But those are all words describing that feeling of absolute connection. Doesn't even quite do it justice, because connection, there's still a separation. It's oneness. It's that feeling of, I love the word namaste as a description of it. In the Hebrew tradition, it would be shalom. In the Hawaiian tradition, it would be aloha, the aloha spirit. That these are words that exist in different languages and different traditions to speak to that place in us where, when I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Now, personally, I always found it confusing, the idea that I was supposed to love God because I was also told God is love. So basically the admonition seemed to be, if you're going to be a good person, you need to love love. Which just always seemed like, well, how do I love the source of love? And I got very up into my head about it. But where I sort of settled is that when I am loving, when I am in that place in me, that I am being like God. Not God, like I'm not being God, I am being like God. I am being an imitation of, the best version of, the closest I can come to being a pure expression of the divine.